Good morning and welcome to First Take. We've got a jam-packed show today. Micah Parsons' agent, David Mulughetto, will join us in a bit and tell us how everything unfolded. We also have Rich Eisen, but we start with J-Mac, back from a little summer vacay, suited and booted, ready to go. Of course, our girl Kmart. And Stephen A. Good morning, everybody.
Just want to say good morning, and I want to say hello, Kimberly, hello, Molly, J-Mac. I hope you're okay, because that ass whipping your former coach took was so bad. You might not be all right.
Stephen.
But that's all right.
And that's exactly where we like to start, Stephen A. In Chapel Hill on Monday, with a sellout crowd eager to get its first glimpse of a new era of North Carolina football under the tutelage of one of the game's all-time greats, Bill Belichick's Tar Heels were embarrassed, with TCU rolling to a 48-14 win, in which UNC not only looked like the lesser team, but also one that often appeared unprepared for the moment. Here's Belichick on a rough day at the office.
Yeah, look, they just outplayed us. They outcoached us. I mean, they were just better than we were tonight. That's all there was to it. They controlled both sides of the line of scrimmage. Their skilled players played well, and they did a lot more things right than we did. So, give them credit for being the better team. They certainly deserve it.
Stephen A., how shocking was Bill Belichick's debut?
I thought it was a little bit shocking simply because of the ass whipping, the thorough beat down that we witnessed. And even though I don't feel that way, I think we need to prepare ourselves to hear a chorus of individuals saying, so it really was Brady, huh? It really was Brady. Because this is bad. This was very, very bad. And we've heard that from Bill Belichick on too many occasions. We got outcoached, we got outplayed in every phase, blah, blah, blah. We heard that a lot since Brady departed from New England. Obviously, this is college football. It's not the National Football League. So I'm certainly not being literal when I say that, because we all know that Brady owes just as much credit to Belichick as Belichick owes to him for those 6 championships. We get that part. But here's the reality. When you look at the North Carolina Tar Heels, they were awful, and I mean god-awful. And the quarterback, Gio Lopez, you lucky if they don't come to you and ask for their money back. $4 million in NIL money for you. You lucky if they don't come to you and ask for their money back. It's pretty damn bad how awful they were last night. 1 and 10 on third downs. A total of 220 yards. That was outgained by 320 yards by TCU. TCU had 320 more yards than the North Carolina Tar Heels. 28 carries for 50 yards, 1.8 yards per carry, 3 turnovers. I'm looking at that. Hey, guys, do you know they say that they had struggled to complete the football? Do y'all know that after scoring the first touchdown of the game on the opening drive, and TCU scored 41 unanswered points? That's not even the story. Do you know that from 8:12 p.m. to 10:20 p.m., they didn't complete a pass? That is 2 hours and 8 minutes without a completed pass. Now, I don't give a damn how outmatched you are on a football field. It can't explain that kind of ineptitude. You understand that you could complete a pass by throwing a screen? Am I right, J-Man? Am I right, Kimberly? You could throw a screen, and that counts as a complete pass. 2 hours and 8 minutes without a completed pass. This was a thorough beatdown, and Bill Belichick not releasing the depth chart before the game, which compelled TCU to do the same, and all of these tricks and everything. It's a new day. But let me tell you something. Even though Mac Brown, obviously, people felt he had to go or whatever, he didn't have a day this bad, and neither did Bill Belichick, who never gave up 48 points before last night. Even though the pick six and the fumbles for a touchdown return, that's not him. But it's bad. It's very, very bad.
What do you got to say for your former head coach?
Listen, I would love to come on here and debate Stephen A. and go back and forth of why it wasn't that bad, but it was that bad. There was not much positive that you can pull for. Now, you can make excuses. You can talk about the fact that they got 70 new players from last year to this year. You can bring up the fact that Bill is 0-3 in his head coaching debut, so he's been in this situation before. But when you watch that game, and I was someone who sat in the team meeting and listened to Bill for 3 years, his number one phrase was always, you can't win until you keep from losing. All that means is the fundamentals, the easy things, completing a screen, Stephen A., those type of things you have to be able to do. When you watched that game last night, the punter dropped the ball, a running back couldn't handle a handoff from the quarterback, a pick six, a fumble return for a touchdown. They had 2 runs where the running back was completely untouched. That is not a Bill Belichick-led team. I think the most surprising fact for me was the one thing that New England always hung their hat on was their ability to adjust. You go into a game with one game plan, things unfold, and then you come up with different things to figure out a way to be better than your opponent. You're watching that game last night. They go into halftime. Now, listen, in the NFL, halftime feels like 2 minutes. You go in, you use the restroom, you grab yourself a quick snack, and you're back out there on the field. In college, it is an eternity. Bill could have gone in and come up with a brand new game plan with all the time they had at halftime. They come out, and the first play of the second half is a 75-yard untouched touchdown run. That, to me, was the final straw where it was just like, as you're looking at it, you're like, well, what is next? Like, how does this team improve? There are no other players to go out and get in the portal. Their schedule is easy, but where are they going to find the wins after a performance like that last night?
And even this question right now, how shocking was Belichick's debut? TCU's head coach, Sonny Dykes, that's what he was talking to Holly Rowe about. Like, we felt disrespected. The fact that Stephen A., you said that was shocking. If you're TCU, that's exactly what we expected to happen because, to your point, 70 new players, a new head coach going from the NFL to college, and TCU's walking in there like, all this attention, ESPN is here, all these people to picking them against us. Like, we have the program. He's just starting from scratch. And to me, I don't think you should be surprised by the outcome. I think if you thought Belichick was going to come in there and it was going to be Patriots of old, then I think you're mistaken. First of all, you didn't give TCU any credit, and also you're inflating what Belichick could do from game one. To me is surprising.
Kimberly, I completely disagree with you. I completely disagree with you, and here's why. You trying to tell me you expected them to go 2 hours and 8 minutes without completing the pass? I mean, it's not like you're devoid of the details. I understand the outcome. You got blown out. No surprise there. All right, fine. I'm talking about the specifics. I mean, what is there to say? 2 hours and 8 minutes, 8:12 to 10:20. He can't complete a pass. You're giving up over 500 yards of offense. You can't tackle. You're dropping passes. You're turning the football over. You got a $4 million quarterback, and you're like, why is he there? He didn't look like he belonged to South Alabama, let alone UNC.
Here's the thing. Take Bill Belichick's name off it. It is former NFL head coach, goes to college with a new program that wasn't expected to do well anyway this season, and now you're expecting him in game one to be competitive or to beat TCU. Like, I think if you're expecting Bill Belichick of old, and that to me is part of the problem, part of the disrespect that TCU is talking about, Steven.
But I felt like
TCU needs.
Go ahead, Steven.
TCU needs to get over it. TCU needs to get over it. First of all, understand this. Here's what TCU needs to understand. Here's what TCU understands. You won the game last night. You won in a convincing fashion. You're clearly a better team. For all we know, you might have a national program because you won the national championship game a few years back. And then obviously, you understand when Deion shocked the world and beat you to open his career at Colorado, we get that part. But what TCU needs to understand is that just like we were talking about UNC and Belichick before, we're talking about him now because you ain't Belichick. So we understand you felt disrespected, and bravo to you for taking it out on North Carolina, taking it out on a team and made them look like a peewee team compared to what you bring to the table.
This is what Sonny was talking about.
We're talking about.
But to
they're not a headliner yet.
They're not. And you should be thankful that fact that they brought all of that in. Think about the amount of recruits that watched that last night and watched the butt whooping that TCU gave them. To me, the shocking thing was how North Carolina looked, the way they lost the game. But on the other side of it, it wasn't shocking because of everything we've watched unfold at UNC since Bill took over.
So not shocking. So not shocking. So not shocking.
It's twofold.
Okay.
It's twofold.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that you could go over 2 hours without completing the pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm shocked at that. I think that's shocking.
It's not North Carolina basketball, but we got to leave it there. Stephen A., not a big day for Bill Belichick, but I hear it is one for you. Can you please tell us what's going on today, Mr. Smith?
Oh yeah, new show, Stephen A. Smith show.
What else is new? That's what I do.
Mad Dog Sports Radio. I'm leading into my boy Mad Dog Christopher Russo. I'll be on every weekday on Mad Dog Sports Radio from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on SiriusXM Mad Dog Sports Radio, leading into Mad Dog. And then after his show is done, from 3 to 6, my show re-airs from 6 to 8. It all starts today. So if you wasn't getting enough of me before, you'll probably get enough.
Now that is the sports sandwich of excellence. I'm sure Mad Dog will have a thing or two to say about that tomorrow.
You want this, you got that. No way, watch them walk right past you. Run fast while you have the chance. Don't speak loud.